All right, I'm going to do a quick shootout between the Splawn Quickrod and the Marshall JVM 410. The channel I'm going to be using on my JVM is channel 3, which is OD1, and it's going to be in the orange mode. I've already kind of dialed these both in about as good as I can get them to sound and balance the volumes. I'm not going to bore you with that whole process. I'm just going to let you know I did everything I could to make both of these amplifiers sound optimal. And I picked the best channel on the Marshall and the best mode of that channel to shoot it out with the Splawn Quickrod. Now, a lot of people do know that the Splawn Quickrods are a hot-rodded Marshall. So let's see how hot-rodded it is when you compare it to the JVM 410. So I'm just going to be playing some quick Van Halen riffs and maybe some of mine on my guitar just to show you how these compare. Now, just so you know, the overdrive pedal is off right now. I just want to see how tight they are when you play without the overdrive. And just watch the screen, because when the overdrive pedal is on, you'll see it on the screen right there. So this is on, that's off. So right now it's off. So let's go ahead and do a couple riffs and compare them. Also, when the Marshall JVM is pictured on the screen here, that's what I'll be playing. When it's not, I'll be playing through the Splawn. All right, so let's get started with the riffs. Alright, so just so you know, once again, I have both of these amplifiers dialed in as good and as tight as I can get them without the overdrive. And on a second note, the Splawn is on overdrive 2, which is the higher gear. So I just wanted to make sure you understood that. And remember, the Marshall is in the orange mode on channel 3, which is OD1. So without the overdrive pedal, the Splawn is clearly tighter and a lot, you know, edgier and more fun to play. It's got a better response. The feel is really good, and I'm really getting that really nice classic Marshall-y tone out of the Splawn right now, and it actually is better than the JVM. Being honest with you, the Splawn without the overdrive is kind of kicking the Marshall's ass right now. There's a really nice warmth to it, and it feels great. There's a great response in comparison, and I just love the top end in it, and there's some really good mids there. I totally am getting the whole hot-rodded Marshall feel out of the Splawn right now. I don't know exactly what Scott Splawn did to the amplifier, obviously, to make it do what it's doing, but it has that really nice edge to it, and it's a lot of fun to play. And I'm usually kind of insecure when I'm playing without an overdrive, especially on amps that don't respond well. But the Splawn was really fun to play on, and I felt really supported in everything that I was doing. Where with the Marshall, I felt like it was kind of sluggish and dragging behind me a little bit, and there was a lot of mush there. Yeah, to sum up, I prefer the Splawn so far quite a bit over the Marshall without the overdrive. So now let's go ahead and kick the pedal on and see how they compare with that. All right, so even with the overdrive pedal on, it definitely helped tighten up the Marshall. I mean, it tightened up a lot and made it respond much better. But I felt like I was still getting more clarity and a faster attack and a nicer, I don't know, it's just nicer in the mids and the top end on the Splawn Quickrod. I mean, it just had this really nice smoothness to it that I enjoyed playing, and I actually feel like it does, in my opinion, a Marshall tone a little better than Marshalls do. And I'm kind of surprised because I expected the Marshall to walk all over the Splawn, because the Splawn, I know it's a hot rodded Marshall, but I kind of figured the JVM series, being that it's one of the most highest gain Marshalls out there, would really trounce the Splawn, but I'm not feeling that here. The Splawn is definitely, I don't know, it just feels better to play, and I like what's going on here when I compare it to the Marshall. I just think it's sounding and feeling better. So let me go ahead and do one more Van Halen riff between these two amplifiers and see what's going on here. I'm going to go ahead and drop my E string down to a D and do some Unchained for you. And what I'm going to do is do it with and without the overdrive pedal again. And this time I'm going to use the Friedman Golden Pearl overdrive when I do engage the overdrive pedal, because I feel like that really got along with the Marshall really well. So let's see how these two amplifiers compare with and without the Golden Pearl pedal. Alright, so with the pedal off, the Splawn vastly outperformed the Marshall. I mean, it was much tighter and aggressive, especially on the chugs on the drop D. Oh my god, they're just so thick and heavy, you know. And it was really reminiscent of what I'm used to hearing with that song, even with the older recording. I mean, it sounded very reminiscent of that. And so far, I really feel like the Splawn is nailing, at least coming really close to Eddie's classic tone as opposed to the JVM. Now, I know the JVM is a different amplifier and all that. I'm just trying to do a comparison between these two. So let's not get all upset because the JVM's not a JCM or a JMP. I totally get that. I just want to do this shootout. So let's see how they compare with the overdrive pedal on, because the overdrive pedal definitely helped the JVM last time. Let's see if it helps it in this really nice chunky, you know, riff here. And again, I'm going to be using the Friedman Golden Pearl. So let's fire that bad boy up right now and see how they compare in this final riff here. Okay, once again, I feel like the Splawn Quickrod outperformed the Marshall. I'm really surprised. I didn't expect this at all. I honestly thought that the Quickrod was going to get its ass kicked by the JVM, because the JVM is more at least what I thought is more my speed as far as like metal and stuff like that goes. I'm still getting to know the amplifier, but I feel like I put in enough time to dial in this amplifier for this shootout where I feel like I'm really giving, you know, the amplifier its best opportunity to win, and I did that for both amplifiers, and I feel like I'm just getting more clarity, more attack, and definition, and a little more of that nice tight edge that that I go for with my tones. So if I had a gig tonight and I was doing like, you know, Van Halen stuff and a lot of the classic rock stuff, and I wanted something that was really going to represent that sound the best, I honestly think that if I brought the Splawn Quickrod with me, it would do a better job. And honestly, I'd be more confident playing the amplifier. And between the two, so far, I'm actually enjoying the Splawn quite a bit more. And once again, I'm pretty surprised at these results. I did not expect this to happen. So that's why I do these shootouts, because I get to learn something, and hopefully you do too. Now, all that being said, I will be spending some more time with the JVM and dialing it in more, and hopefully I can, I don't know, maybe I can get it to sound better, but I feel like I really gave it its best opportunity today to fight against the Splawn, and I'm walking away here with some really interesting information, to say the least. Well, anyways, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. To all my Patreon supporters and subscribers, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And I also want to take a moment to thank Motor City Guitar for allowing me to use the Splawn Quickrod in this shootout. So if you're looking for some great gear, feel free to click the link below. It's an affiliate link, so it helps the channel out. It helps you out because you get a great deal on a piece of gear, and you get to help a store out that makes a lot of these videos possible, because without Motor City Guitar allowing me to take a lot of this awesome gear home, I can't do these shootouts and these demos for you guys. So definitely send some business their way if you're looking for something. They're a great store. They have great staff, great deals, and awesome gear there for you to get, and they ship anywhere in the continental U.S., and if you buy outside of the state of Michigan, you don't pay any sales tax. And if you're new here and you haven't subscribed, please do, and click the bell so that you can be notified every time I come out with a new episode. Well, I got a lot of great stuff coming up, and I will see you on the next one.